What up, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be going over changes that I made with the code, some big updates that'll help it be easier to maintain and add to, and everything like that. Like I said, it's going to continuously be changing as I get better and more knowledgeable with the Python language and the Pygame. But I'm going to start off this video with showing off the gameplay and the state of the game. So we have our cutscenes put in and some of the stuff changed. Just to make it a little faster on my side, just for testing purposes, I upped the frame rate. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this is the same old starting screen we've seen, but now we got our cutscene back in working. So he goes and changes that, and we've had our level 1 working for a while, so this isn't new. Um, so we're just gonna go ahead and I guess the guy running away is new, but so we're just gonna go ahead and play with this. As you see, now we're chasing him. He runs away. And then just kind of like gives a point to the game, like we're chasing this guy down. He's the one putting the locks and the teleporters down, everything like that. Oh boy, that almost got me. So now we come over here and we grab our key just like we have been. All right, and now we get to level 3. The key is down here because I kind of want people to, like you're supposed to come up here. They'll kind of miss the key, so to kind of get back. To use the teleporter in our second room to get back to get it. But now, our crabs, they work much better in this game versus the other game. Because sometimes on the other game you'd get to level 3 and they would just already be supposedly pushed and they'd be flying across the screen, and it was crazy. But it's working much better. See, this guy says forgot to get the key. That portal over there will take you back. So now we got our level 4. This hint guy says the cactus has the flies for the lizard, and they're moving pretty fast, but they're technically animated. Their legs are moving around. So now we got our scorpions. He eats the flies, and then we come over here. We talk to him. We take our key, and then we get through our little scorpion maze, and then this guy reminds you, and then we can go through. Here's our second cutscene. So it's animated again. Everything's running smooth. So she's crying for help. He's getting the kettle ready, jumping up and down because he's got a fresh meal. Then you hit enter to continue, and then we get to our level. We got our walls loaded in. I don't have anything else put in here besides the walls. Oh no. So, and our puddle is working. It will refill our heat bar and everything like that. We have a second room. Once again, we don't have anything down here. We don't have any objective. But that is the current state of our gameplay. Everything's running pretty smooth um, and everything like that. So let's jump into the code and show you how it all is running. So first we got our game functions, our background functions, our bad guy, the good guys, and the actual game file. Much more split up than what it was. So now we have our classes that run the background, all the repeats and everything. And then we got ones that handle the animation. We got one that handle the heat bar, the puddles, the teleporter, which is our win condition, the keys, our locks, the stars, which is our buttons, and the one ups, and then the list that handles them all. So that has basically been the same. We got our load image for our repeats and our load sheet and unload because we don't want to type that out in every class that we have. And then our heat bar, we just have to draw it. In our puddles, we just check if the player is on the puddle and then we draw it. And then for our teleporter class, we check to see if the turtle's on the teleporter, and then we draw it. And then if it's level 3, we have it teleporting back to the beginning. And then for the keys, we just have our key spot where it's going to spawn. We have the text for the key. We have the collision to tell if they picked it up, and then we draw it. And then same with the door. And then our stars are just pushed and draw stars. And then our one-ups, we just check to see if we collected it, and then we draw it on the screen. So everything is clean. All their classes have one purpose. And then in our dictionaries, we have all of the same instances, so we don't have it all cluttered up. So, and then we go to our background functions. And then we have, just helpful functions for our interface. This is the text box for how, if we have the key, our lives, and our level. This is a new function that I have created. This, helps me load the lists for the walls. That way I don't have to, especially with room 5, it had 30 walls, and I, like making a list of that and retyping it, that was really monotonous. It was, prone to mistakes. So I made this new function right here, which I'm kind of excited about. It takes the level of our dictionary, an integer for our room, and then it returns a list of the objects. And this is what dictionary comprehension. So this is just one clean line of code. It says, for my level, which is the dictionary, and then the key, which is a string. And then for all of the keys, it puts it in there. And then only if the key is equal to what room I want it to be. So just with that one little line, it takes every room, all the walls I want in that room, and puts it into a list for me. And it's done. So that way it's quicker, it's less prone to mistakes. It's just really nice. I'm really glad I got that up and working. And then we also have our repeats, for our in here, our background functions, which is pretty much just the onload. Um, and then we have a class for our lily pads. And then we just load it, and then we move the lily pad up or down. And then we have our move turtle, which is checking to see if our turtle is on our lily pad, and then we just draw it. And then here are all our walls. We load which wall it is, which, if it's the fence, if it's the vine, if it's whatever. This is where that handles all of that. And then our wall collision, and then we draw our walls. And then we have this draw vines in here, for, like the vines, to check to see if the crabs check, and then we unload them. And then this is for all our levels. We have our load the background of the level, and then we have what's changing of the rooms. If the room is 2 is on top, we use this function. If the room 2 is on the bottom, we use this function. And then if this is left to right, the player, this loads the sheet and the surfaces and everything I need. So I can load everything, and then move the player last, so it looks like my player is on top of the buttons and stuff. And then we unload everything. This is the bad guys, the teleporters, the puddles, the walls, and everything like that, to make sure that it's clean, a clean slate for our next level. So that's what that function does. And this function just specifically checks to see if we're on the teleporter, and then it changes the level in our dictionary for us. So it's just checking to see if the turtle collided with the teleporter. And then this takes an integer and then this tells it which level we're on. And then this changes it to the next level. And then our rooms, we just 1, 2, and then draw the level. That's pretty much all the same. And then I broke up our dictionaries into multiple ones, because it was, I think, just getting too much. So each one has its own dictionary, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then our lily pads. And then this is my other new function. It's oh no, then now in our list, I just call this function and tell it what level and what room. Um, and then it automatically creates that list for me. Um, with this new function I have up here, which walls. So this automatically creates the list, and it puts it in that dictionary, which is very handy. So that is all of the background functions, nice, clean. We got room 1, 2, and draw the level for each of our levels. Now into the bad guys, we kind of got the same thing. We got our repeats that we don't want to draw on every one. We got our load image and our load sheets, which handles loading the images, and then our collision for the hit player, so it knows that gives all the collision to our bad guys and everything. So we don't got to keep typing that in there. And then our onload function, we have an all-in-one repeat class, which we call here. And then we keep our draw function separate because we want obviously the different sheets and everything in there, and the masks and different move functions and everything like that. So each one's going to have its own draw and move. So it checks to see if it's moving, and then it draws it, and moving and draws it. Same with our bus and our gator and everything. And then with our fish, it has to load the fish and then know if it's moving it up or it's down, and then it draws it. Our scorpion only goes one direction. So this handles, like if it's the left, right, or how far and where it changes to bounce off at. So each one has its own boundaries that it can bounce up and down in. So this is room 2 and this is room 1. So it checks that before it draws it. And here's a new class. This is our bad guy, pretty much just for our cutscenes. So cutscene 1, cutscene 2. The grab turtle is for the cutscene 1. Run away up, down, and right. This is for to make it look like he's running around in our levels. And then we draw him. And then we have one more dictionary comprehension right here that just takes this long list and decides what level, what bad guys go to which level, basically. So once again, making it way easier and way less likely I'm going to have errors, because I put in new parameters up here that tell it what level and what room. That was very strange, but it tells it what parameter of what room and what level this bad guy should be loaded in. So that makes it much, much easier and cleaner and faster to scroll through. And, like the fish, the scorpions, and the rooms that I have a bunch of different bad guys in, it just makes it so much faster and easier uh, to get which bad guys I need out of this dictionary. So it just calls the key, which is the level, and then it loads the function, which gives it the list, and it goes from there. My good guys, I added, under our turtles, we have our move turtle, which is, uh, we should probably go ahead and mark this, moves, the main player, and then this for the title screen. Actually, we'll call this starting cut scene. Oh, are these two. I'm going to actually kind of organize this a little bit more. So these two have to deal with the main character. Whoops. And then everything else. Well, this actually deals with the main character as well. So we'll go ahead and put that up here. See, it when the code starts to get the very large like this, it's just so much better to keep it nice and organized and noted. So this moves. This stuff is for the main player. I'm just gonna make these all whatever. So this is for the main player, and then these are for the cutscenes. Um, So that is broken up, and now our crabs, we just got the push crabs are moved up or move across, move up or down or move across. So it knows if it's on the top of the screen or the bottom of the screen. And then we draw it. And then same with our hint boxes. This is all the texts for each of our individual, what they have to say. This is telling us if the turtle is asking for the hint or on or touching the sprite, and then we draw the sprite. So we got our text, we got our move up, we got our eat flies, we got if we're talking to the turtle, and then we draw it, and then like in the cage, if they're captured, the move to the cage, if they hit the cactus, if they're flying around the cactus, and then we draw them. And then we just we check to see if the turtle hit the cactus to release the flies, and then we draw it. And then our boiling pot, that is just simply for the cutscene. And then we just have to draw that. And then, we have all the turtles for the player. That's our main player. The turtle 1 is for the cutscene 1, turtle 2, and then turtle 2 for the middle cutscene. And then our NPCs, I just threw the pot in there because I didn't know what else to put it. And then the NPC list, which I did not think about putting a list comprehension on that as well. But that is, all the game functions that makes everything run. And then under the game, actual game class, we have our load screen. What screen, are we at the title screen? Are we at our death screen, our game over, our win screen? This is the starting text. This is our starting screen, the starting cutscene, the middle cutscene, and then choose which level, which is just a function, um, and then we throw it all together. So if we're false, we do the start screen, and if playing is true, we start with the cutscene, and then we go choose level 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got our middle cutscene, and then 5, and then that's it. So this is being a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. I've added way more to it, way more functionality to it, and everything like that. And the memory has barely gone up. I've added animations, and the memory is still just the same. So I think I've learned a lot more. It's actually starting to look more like a video game. This one is something I'll be able to build for my daughters, and I can put it on their computer and everything, and they can play it, which will be exciting when I finally get there. Um, but I'm trying to get to this video up to at least 5 likes. So if you want to do your part and hit the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Um, a comment would be nice. Thanks for watching, though. Bye.